Welcome back, everyone, to Pineleaf on Board, where today we are going to run the second battle in our Aeon's New Age expedition, where we found that something dangerous is near, probably our opponent for the second battle. You crest the hill and spot a massive swirling breach with a twisted shape kneeling before it. Inside the portal, you barely make out the shape of a gigantic, shadowy spider. You inch closer, unable to comprehend what you're watching. The kneeling creature seems humanoid, except for a mass of arachnid legs bursting from its spine. Breach energy flows into its skin, and it communes with the portal. That's the nameless we fought. I am no near main nameless. They bow before me now. Rhea goes rigid with shock. It can speak? The spider creature twists around towards you. His face is warped, but undeniably human. What? Why have you returned? I don't want to kill you. Let me finish my experiment in peace. The creature stands, his segmented legs snapping into place one by one. The portal behind him wavers, opening briefly to reveal a man within, bound and gagged by spider webs. Commander Soskel. He struggles against the void energy seeping from the breach into his skin. Let him go! Rhea takes a step forward. The creature slams his foot down, blocking her path. The foolish mages! You scorn Xaxos for daring to evolve. We can use the power of the Nameless to become stronger. I can save Gravehold. Then the people will worship their true savior, my master Xaxos, and his faithful student, the great Arachnos. Right. So our second nemesis here, or more than mere nemesis, is going to be Arachnos. And now we have four more supply cards, so we could exchange some if we want. Now, for example, you look at this, our choice to replace this if we wanted to would be a Resonant Pearl, which any ally may discard a Resonant Pearl in hand and draw a card. If they do, I don't really want to depend on allies having such things with them. So therefore, I'm just going to keep the exogranite that we have here. The recurring jasper, I'll keep those. Now, as for here, I didn't use the ether conduit either. Let's see. What do we have here of our choices? Caged Fire. Destroy the top card of any player's discard pile. Or destroy this to gain 2 life. And this one gains a great deal of life. That's very expensive though, but uh, let's try an experiment with that. And what about this one? This is, see, the current thing that this does is focus any pile allies breach, cast the player's prep spell. Actually, that came in handy last game, and I think that'll come more handy than this. So I think I'll keep that. As for the new spell, how expensive was that? Oh, that's a super expensive third lift. While prepped, once during your main turn, when you gain a charge, any ally gains 2 charges. So Spirit Lift could be quite powerful. The question is getting 8 to do that. Let's try it. I don't think I've tried that before. Now, I believe that the 4 spells that we're not using, or the 4 cards that we're not using here, are going to be banished, so won't be available later on, but there'll be new things added between fights within the expedition. So let us go and see what we've got. Now, we ran Holiday and Geiger last time, so let's try someone else. How about Rhea and... So now Rhea is our expert in... Actually, that's our expert, our economy player, obviously, and very good with relics. So that's her specialty. And Sahala here is, she seems to be good in damage. So therefore, I think this might make a good team. Let's try it. So we'll try Rhea, our relic hunter. So select her and select her. Now we have level 1 treasures. Let's see what we got here. Brahma's Buried Light. That's a deal 1 damage gain. Here is deal 1 damage or focus any player's reach. Kadir's Emerald Shard is gain 1 mana or any player gains 1 life. So that could be a little bit of healing. Gain 1 or cast any player's prep spell. That's Miscarnet. And Xaxos' Pyre. Deal 1 damage. Any ally may discard a card from hand if they do 2 additional damage. Let's see. These are all. See, because that looks like a spell. That's a gem. That's a spell. Yeah, so I guess we'll use Kadir's for that. And Sahala will want something doing a little bit more damage, perhaps. About focus any player's breach. Yeah, that might come in handy if we're going to be doing spells with her. She might be running out of power then. Alright, we'll go with them. Let's start our fight for fight number 2 against Arachnos. Here we go. Right off the bat, Ceaseless Darkness to discard, spend 5. Well, 5 isn't all that bad, right? Gain 1, gain an additional 2 that can only be used to gain a relic. She loves relics, that's for sure. So let's see. How about we just play all our gems? Okay, so we have 4 2s that can be used for relic. I know what I can do. What I'll do is I'll open that, and I will buy a galvanized bauble. Place a spark in. Now, as for Arachnos, Arachnos is trying to have a ritual going on here. If we ever reach the end here, the ritual is complete. If we kill Arachnos, the ritual is complete, but it's a pretty weak version of Arachnos, so we'll probably be able to have no trouble after that in any case. If I think there are other things that could happen that could also complete the ritual. All sorts of things that could also get Nemesis tokens. And the Nemesis tokens will make Arachnos or the World Devourer more powerful. So you want to keep that as low as possible. I tend to play it to rush the ritual, try to bring down Arachnos a bit, but let the unleashes happen. So this is one of the few times where I don't worry too much about unleashes, unless he's going so fast that Arachnos comes in full power. We'll see what I can do here. So Planner Pocket, gain 1, gain it right. So we've spent everything. Yeah, just go and be done with it. And we got a spark here. Well, we actually, I think this is a perfect time to park a spark. So we'll just finish casting here. We've got interesting. Yeah. Actually, what was that? I should really read what this. Unleash. Any player suffers 3 damage. Any player discards a card in hand. It's the 3 damage I'm more worried about than the unleash. Force Arachnos gains 1 Nemesis token or unleash. Any player suffers 3 damage. Well, at least it only happened once. As I said, I don't care the unleash all that much. So, and since I avoided the extra damage on the other case. Now let's see. Sparkling Meteorite, gain 1 or gain 3 that can be used to focus, only be used to focus or open a breach. Do we want to focus or open a breach right now, or do we want to have 4? Actually, I would think we'll just put this in here. I'll just do gain 1, put this in, and we'll grab a spell. I think that'll be good enough. Oh, and let's see. Well, she... Garu's Torch. Actually, that is a... Alright, so we have 2 spells here, so obviously we are going to cast that. We don't have any minions up at the moment. Let's play gems. Open it up. That's first round. Unleash. Gravehold suffers 1 damage. Any player suffers 2 damage. Right. So it moves quickly along that ritual track, doesn't it? This said, I'm not going to be 2 unleashed twice. Gravehold suffers 1 damage. That's an upgraded basic. Well, I guess this have to keep a careful check here to make sure we don't go too far on that. Now, Sahala. Let's see. Garu's Torch 1 damage. And what was the other circumstances? Or focus. Oh, deal 1 damage or focus any player's breach. Do we want to focus a breach at this time? 1. I don't think we need to, so we'll just do 1 damage. Actually, at this stage, it might have been better just to focus the breach. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's not a spell. All right. Well. All right. Let's grab another one of these. They might come in handy later on when we. That seems to be a nice staple spell for her for this particular run. And let's see, we'll get that, we'll get that, we'll... There's that. Oh yeah, we got tethered darts around here too. We can play ping pong tethered darts. How are we coming along, Rhea? Now, let's see. She has no spells whatsoever. Okay, this is planar pocket, gain 1, right. Day shield 2 that can be used for relics and gems. And this is focus any ally's breach or cast any player's prep spell. Do we want to cast any player's prep spell? Probably not at the moment. So let's focus. Oh, we finished casting. That little detail. Focus. And... Alright, we'll start that in coming along. And we got 4 and 2. Yeah. Alright, 4 and 2. I'm just going to get another force amplifier because I don't think I really want to get another relic at this time. So let's see, we've got that. Okay, we'll just leave that in place, and any player gains a life. Oh, that's right, we could gain a life. Would I rather have... Oh, I would rather give 5 to gain that. Let's gain a spell and be done with that. So I will have to consider that healing at some point. Your turn. Let's see. We want Garu's Torch. Okay, we have 2 spells here, so obviously we're going to cast both of these. You're going to go down and focus any player's breach. I think here it's more... And we will focus that up. That way we can get that open as quickly as possible. And let's see, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am trying to get these things open as quickly as possible. We'll just do that. And in no time, that'll be open and ready to do extra damage. Now, alright, we got the galvanized bauble, and let's see, we'll obviously put this into here. That is 3 and 2. This is going to focus allies breach or cast any player's prep spell. No, we won't cast any player's prep spell yet, so we will focus that. So now you have a full breach over there. Good. And we've got 3 and 2 that could only be used for... Okay, that's right, for relics. Yes, that's right. There you go. Now, what do we want to do? We want to, well, we're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. How much we got here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What I'll do here, we'll play the... Whenever any player gets some life, let's start doing some healing. Let's do that. Let's start focusing that up a little bit. Oh, now the spider finally goes. To discard, spend 5, unleash. Arachnos gains 1 Nemesis token, so I want to prevent that if possible. The Chanters, Arachnos gains 1 Nemesis chapter, and we want to kill that if possible. Alright, see, that deals 3 damage. Oh, we'll just cast both of these onto the Chanters. We don't want Nemesis tokens. Those are very, very bad. Force Amplifier into... Well, actually, what does this breach do? +2 cast damage on cast. Oh, I forgot that was a special breach that she has there. Actually, let's put this here. Put this here. And I think the best thing we can do is to do that so we could start getting a breach 3 open. Oh, did not get a chance to stop that one. Spend 8, unleash twice. Alright, so yeah, Nemesis tokens gained. Alright, that was annoying. So 2 Nemesis tokens, so we do have to take care of that quickly. Now let's see, 8. 8, that's going to be difficult. Let's take care of that first. Let's take care of that. Actually, I probably should have done it the other way around because the galvanized bauble does extra damage. Ooh, went over there, and let's see. That's a spark and pocket. Okay, let's go over to there. You only she definitely needs more spells, that's for sure. Alright, this is gain 1. And this is the deal 1 damage. Oh, that's a spell also. I forgot that was a spell. Alright, then gain 1. Let's see, that's 3. Now we need money. Nope, that's not going to happen. Alright, World Devourer is out. Okay, now what happened there is we look at that last thing. Oh yes, that was... here it is. It was... Unleash. Any player suffers 3 damage. Each player discard. Or is it this one? Oh. I don't see it in here. I was hoping I could see the one where we spent 8 to... Oh, wreck. Unleash twice. No. Where did that go? Alright, I don't see it in there. What happens is everything was removed from play after that because all that we have left now is the World Devourer. So I guess it unleashed twice. As soon as it unleashed twice, it was over. The world, it got to the end of the track, and now we have 62 life. There's probably a little bit more life that I was hoping would be in there because the World Devourer is... What stage are we at right now? We are at the start of each nemesis turn, Gravel suffers 4 damage. Any player suffers 3 damage immediately. Set this mode equal to the current life of Arachnos plus 10, 62. So we're going to have to take care of this quickly. Imbued Smash. And sorry, if you discard a card from hand. And what would be a good one to discard from hand? Probably a focus, or yeah, I would say the focus bit is okay. We'll get rid of that, and because I'd like to actually start charging that thing up and gain one that can only be used to gain a relic. Oh, I only have 2 in here. That's... That was a very bad decision. No, 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 no. That was a very bad decision because what I wanted to do, because this galvanized bomb focus, oh, any allies breach or cast any player's spell, you may destroy it. All right, now I know what I want to do then. What I'm going to do is go into here, do 4 damage, then the planar pocket, that's okay, that's going to be worth 3. Sorry, that's what I want to do anyway. Because right, because this can now, that's right, that does 1 in there. Duh. Because that could be worth 1. I can open that up. Or I should pay attention to all of my cards. All right. Anyway, all we have to worry about is the World Devourer. No, oh, that's oh, so okay. Do you want to get the card into your hand? Yes, of course. Yes, we will take that back, and we will do spark. No reason to park that or anything like that. Maybe let's go into there. Let's. Oh, actually, that's a shard. Who should gain life here? Actually, what do we want to do here? Would we want 1 and just grab another spell? Nah, let's just gain a life. I suppose I could have used 1 and then just started charging instead. That might have been a better idea, but we'll see what happens here. Now, let's see. That does 3 damage. That does, or focus any player's breach. We have 1, 2, 3 in here. I don't think we need to focus any breaches at the moment. So we'll just do the damage. Good. We will do that. This time we'll do that correctly. Play all gems. We could focus that. All that does, though, is going to bring us closer since we're not in an open breach. Now, who's up next? We are. 6 damage. Yes, that's... All right, planar pocket, all that. Let's. That's right. There wasn't an open breach. All right, good. Yeah, so we're ripping through it pretty quickly, I think. But right now, though, we have grade 2 or gain 4. Let's just do that. I really should start charging up my abilities. I don't know why I'm grabbing extras. Well, I still have. Oops. Maybe nice to be able to get Foos. You suffer. Or you can suffer 3 damage. I think I'm getting through it fast enough, though. 5. You do that. We could probably use a couple extra spells on this character, though. Let's see. Galvanize Bobble. Focus any allies breach, or you may cast a player's prep spell. Is it worth it casting her spell? Probably not at the moment. I'll say it. Focus her breach. Alright, now we've got 3, 2 for getting a relic. Galvanize Bobble. We don't want to. Oh, you're right. So I say we don't need that. We don't need that. We'll just. No, I really don't want that. Yes, end anyway. And continue on. 29. Oh, what do we want to discard? Well, obviously we want to keep that. We have 3 here. Get rid of that crystal. Good. It's 2 extra damage. It's rather nice to have. Let's see. Kadir's Emerald Shard. We could. Oops. Do that. Who gains a life this time? So the idea there is just to keep us nice and happy and alive. And let's see who suffers this time. Alright, so he's going twice already. We've got 6, so we're down to 20, so very quickly goes down. That's the reason why I didn't mind too much rushing that ritual in there. Ghost Touch, that's another one in there. Play 3 gems. Let's run the Tether Dart. So probably it's going to be over before we get around to using any of that stuff. I think she needs more spells. That's because she doesn't seem to have any. Gain 1 additional. I think we'll only use. Alright, and this is focus any allies, reach all of them, or cast any player's prep spell. You may destroy it. Alright, yes, destroy the spark. Yeah, finally a spell that I can destroy. And that is end of turn, or oh, I've got mana I can do. I still don't want to get any. Well, we still have open breaches to worry about. So might as well continue on. And actually, maybe I should have just powered up. I could have done that. Probably was the better idea. 5. So I can actually see what the ability is. I haven't actually used it yet. Okay, there's 5 on that. And alright, gain a life. 3, and we have here. What is this? Return a card in your hand. Create a card in your hand or discard pile to a supply pile. Gain a card from the supply pile that costs up to 2 more than returned. 3 more if the return card is it was a relic and place it into your hand. I'm not too sure. Have I ever actually used that ability in any character before? I don't know. I mean, I'm not in any character. I mean, in any game I've had. All right, there we go. Let's see. Oops. Well, at least we got. Actually, this is going to be over anyway, isn't it? Well, actually, not with pitiful damage like this. Let's see. We've got this. Open any player's breach. Focus, I mean. Deal 2 damage. We've got plenty of damage here. 4 spells. That's what we've been waiting for. Alright. Sparkling Meteorite or gain 3 that can only be used to open a bridges. Like, yeah, that's useless. But might as well get it out of our hand. And finally, goodbye, spider. Yeah, goodbye. The world devourer has been destroyed. And there we go. As silence falls over the battlefield, you inspect your adversary, Arachnos. His ambition to become more powerful than the Nameless made him an enemy of the very people he was trying to protect, just like his teacher, Xaxos. It pains you to see promising mages lost to the temptation of breach magic. Rhea rushes towards the still swirling breach and grabs Soskel, pulling him free. After concentrating briefly, you force the portal closed behind him. Rhea gently frees him from his restraints, and his limp body sinks to the ground. He looks drained, but alive. And so here is our new mage, Soskel. So I guess for the next one we can have Soskel with the one that we haven't played yet. Energize any player's breach that is not energized, or de-energize any player's breach that player gains 4 life. Alright. Soskel's chest rises and falls with a shaky breath. Tears brim in his eyes as he rubs his wrists. Brahma was wrong. I'm a failure as a leader. Arachnos captured me, and I could do nothing but watch my friends fall one by one. Soskel? Something's wrong with your eyes. It's like your pupils are gone. The void essence must have been starting to warp me. That kind of power is more than any human should bear, even just the amount inside of me. Soskel grips his arms and shoulders. It's almost too much. Soskel tries to gather himself as he leads you to the bodies of his companions who fell in the battle against Arachnos. Before your arrival, he leans heavily against Rhea, and tears streaming down his face as you prepare the ritual for Fallen of Gravehold. We won't let their sacrifice be in vain. We'll stop Arachnos and all of his sick experiments. If Desmodia were still here, she could have stopped all of this. She would have stopped him long ago. Nearby, you see what has been one of Arachnos' experiments, a strange object outlined in glowing runes. You immediately recoil from the nameless energy you can feel radiating from it. We should take it. Hold up. Weren't you just saying that the void essence is like, really, really bad? An artifact is an artifact. We can't pass up the chance to learn more about what Arachnos was doing out here. Soskel walks past you and grabs the artifact, undeterred by the dark aura. His strength returned faster than he had thought possible. Now new cards added to the barracks. Pain Conduit. Now this is a low-end, low-cost relic here, so that's something we may consider. for that slot. Fatal Harmony, a mid-range spell, the 5-cost spell. But this does have a discard from hand, so I'm less likely to use it for that reason. Bouncing Boom, Echo. Oh, that is probably going to come into the list. And now we have level 2 treasures. Level 2 treasures are relics based on past nemesis. So we have Carapace Fragment, which comes from the Carapace Queen. Imbued Shackles, which comes from the Knight of Shackles. Shimmering Cloak of the MAGIX, with a MAGIX cloak or something like that. And Bones of Deathmind. So that comes from Deathmind. So these are various ones that are based on there. We'll go over those in the next episode when we prepare for the next battle. When I was captured, I caught sight of Talix escaping further north. If he's still alive, we need to find him. The nameless energy in that artifact. It's powerful, and I'm not going to ignore power when one of my team is in danger. He pauses, growing more serious. I promised his son that I'd bring him home. You've been trekking through the woods for hours before Sahala suddenly stops you. Everyone, hold up! I think I see something. Is that a person up there? Talix? No, it can't be. Talix isn't that old. The group approaches the old man, who has collapsed against a tree, surrounded by a pile of yellowing bones. The man looks haggard, his skin gray and drooping. In his hand he clutches the distinctive chain that Talix always wields in battle. But the Talix who left Gravehold in Commander Soskel's retinue only a few weeks ago was a young man in his prime. Nothing like the shriveled husk sitting before you. In spite of that, Soskel rushes over immediately and kneels beside Talix, laying a gentle hand over the side of his face. Commander. Talix's voice is pained. Be careful. It's still nearby. He points to the withered finger toward the skeletons. You recognize the symbol of Xaxos on their cloaks. The same cloaks the men who set MAGIX on you wore. Talix is overcome by coughing. You look up to see leaves age and disintegrate before your eyes. As their branches grow thin and gray, you stand to turn to see a skeletal creature, almost human shape, dripping with void essence. Where it steps, the grass withers and dies. You move in front of Talix, ready to defend him. And that means we'll be starting Aegis Walker, our third nemesis in this expedition. And this is going to be a much tougher fight than the first two. I seem to be able to handle both Maggot and the Arachnos, but Aegis Walker is quite a step above either of those. And we're going to see whether or not I could beat it in the next episode of Pineleaf on Board.